Hello and welcome to this week's Wednesday Walkabout. Last week we compared a $350 Osmo Pocket to a $3,500 full-up Canon EOS R with a 16-35 f2.8 lens. The link to that video is up here. This week we're going to try to outfit the Osmo Pocket from basic to fully pimped out in this episode of Picks to Flicks. So the Osmo Pocket is a pretty much one-stop shop for vlogging. It's got a 4K 60 frames per second video camera, 3-axis gimbal. If you wanted to go vlogging, let's say you had this in your pocket, you'd pull it out, push the button, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm ready to go. Here we go, we're recording, gonna flip the camera around, flip it around, and I'm vlogging. This is pretty impressive. And one of the issues, though, is that the field of view is pretty tight. So I'm holding it at arm's length, and I've just barely got my head in frame. So one of the things people have thought about doing is putting it on a selfie stick. And the first one we're going to be looking at is this device right here. As you can see, it's pretty small. And my wife and I actually ran into this. I saw somebody using one of these for a cell phone. It actually puts the cell phone right in here. And I thought, I wonder if that will work with my Osmo Pocket. And sure enough, it does. I mean, that's pretty good. It's in there pretty strongly. I might run a rubber band around there if I was going to do anything more than this, but I'm vlogging. I'm vlogging. I'm going to turn this around and record. So I'm recording you right now. And if you wanted to get a little farther away, maybe to get a little more field of view, you can do this, and this goes out to about 2 feet. So you can see right now that that's not a bad field of view. It's probably close to what you'd get with a GoPro Hero. And so this product is pretty decent. Another thing it's got on it, on the top, it has a 1/4-20 thread. Now it's not the best in the world. It's pretty small. Not a lot of threads. I'll show you a picture here. But because you have this on here, you can actually start attaching things like this outstanding phone and Osmo Pocket holder from Ulanzi. To say I wanted to add a light, or I wanted to add a bigger screen to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook my iPhone up to it. So let's see how that works out. Now what I like about this Ulanzi product is the top that holds the iPhone is made of metal, and it's got a knurled knob on the top of it, and it holds your phone very securely. And I don't know if you're like me, but my phone, as much as I love my Osmo Pocket, my phone is more expensive than my Osmo Pocket was. So we just put this together. We'll flip around the phone connector on the Osmo Pocket right here. Put these two together. Fire this up. And here we go. We now have a selfie stick with a big screen. Pretty impressive. Remember, this all just folds down into 2 devices that fit in my pocket. So it's not bad. So there's another thing that people say, well, this is all well and good, and this is a pretty impressive setup, but the sound isn't the best. Now, DJI have made some improvements in the sound, and with various firmware releases. So it's better than it was, and it's not bad. I mean, it's actually pretty decent, but people say, I want to hook up a microphone. So, how about this microphone? Now I'm going to mount it on a little device here that gets the dead cat up and away. I'm doing this real time, none of this hyperlapse. That's how easy. So we screw on the dead cat. plug in the mic adapter. Let me turn off this camera first. That's one thing I'd recommend, is turn off the camera before you put in the mic adapter. Seems to work a little better that way. Now it's pretty windy out here, so the dead cat's going to be kind of important. So, ready, and here we go. So there we go. That's a full up system. Dead cat, 3-axis gimbal. I'm only recording at 1080, but I could be recording in 4K. And better audio, because we're using an external microphone. This happens to be the Movo VXR10, but pretty much any microphone would fit on there. And I stuck the dead cat up on the extension again, because if I didn't do that, it would be in the frame. So then people said, well, all right, that's all well and good, but what if I need some light on it? I want to shed some light on the subject. If it's dark or anything, it's middle of the day here, so it's pretty bright. So I'm going to go retrieve a light, and we're going to put that on there and see how that looks. All right, so I'm back. Here's a system that we had just finished putting together. Sounds of the city. And I'm going to take this light from Aperture and turn this on. Again, it's pretty bright out here, so at best this is providing fill. So here we got it. Now this is getting a little heavy, you know, and this is not a light light. Haha. This is not a light light. I do have a more heavy duty selfie stick that we'll show in a moment, but I also have a lighter light. I've got a this is the Aperture, I think MXML, or I'll put the actual one in there. And this is the earlier model, lighter, not quite as powerful, but I mean, you can see that it does a nice job of fill light. It's pretty harsh out here right now, and that's nice. So this is a lot to put on a small selfie stick like this. I mean, it's a lot of weight. So then I say, well, let's get a different selfie stick. So let's start off again at the basics, and we'll go from there. Okay, now here's a more substantial selfie stick. This is by a company called Igenio, and this is made for GoPros. It's got a really nice 1/4-20 on the top and a very strong and much broader base on the mount. So this is made, like I said, for GoPros. I'm going to mount my Osmo Pocket on here using the Polar Pro mount, and I did a review on Polar Pro mounts, gosh, a week or two ago, and you can see that link up here. I think I'm pointing in the right direction. Maybe it's over here. You'll figure it out. So here's the way this looks, and again, this is pretty lightweight, pretty easy to carry. Igenio gives you this little case that you can put it in and put it over your shoulder. Makes it a little more tidy and neat. But let's turn this on. And this starts off at about 18 inches. So there you go. That's really lightweight. And wait till you see this, though. Surprisingly, it's not more crowded at the park. And check this out. Whoa, Nelly Furtado. That's 4 feet. And you can see that goes way out. That's up. I think that's in Wisconsin. That's so far away. Yeah, hey there. That's you can see that pretty much solves the problem of limited field of view. I'm going to move it a little bit here because I'm recording this at the same time. But this is on here really securely, and this is a much heavier duty device than we were using before. So let's recenter this. Face track on. And this actually gets so far away that you almost lose face tracking. When the square gets too small, the Osmo Pocket loses tracking. So you can see that's pretty impressive. And you can go way up high with this, almost directly overhead. Camera on a stick, camera on a stick. So that's the Igenio. So you say, all right, like we did before, what if I wanted to add a little fill light or a microphone to this? And say, all right, let's do that. Park's getting a little more crowded here, so probably going to have to wrap this up shortly. People getting off work. This is my lunch hour.
I could help, but you know.
All right. So there we got it. That's really easy. This would get you pretty much anywhere. And like we showed before, this goes way out. So, you know, we go all the way out to Wisconsin again. How about them brats there? Yeah, there we go, way the heck out there. And challenge with this though is now we're going to say that's 4 feet away. My audio isn't as good as it should be, so I'm going to want to put a microphone on that. So now we're going to hook the microphone up just like we did before. So we're going to turn off the Osmo Pocket, insert the mic on the triple cold shoe, plug in the adapter. You know, I'm not sure if that is really hard. I read somewhere or saw someone's video that said turn off the Osmo Pocket before inserting the microphone adapter. So ever since I read that, I've been doing it and things have been coming out a lot better. So there we go. We're now, hold on, Face ID. All right, so there we go, we're recording. Oh, more city sound. And so I'm going to see how well this sounds all the way extended up at 4 feet. And we're going to give that a try and look up there. And how does this sound? 4 feet away, Movo VXR10. This is actually pretty lightweight. I could do this almost all day, and if I couldn't do it all day, I would just grab on here. So now we're going to say let's put a light on here. Let's say it's getting dark, and like we did before, we're going to put a light on here. So it's pretty windy out here. This Samson Go Mic Mobile might be struggling a little bit, but we'll see how well this does. And this is all the way out at 4 feet with the light. I mean, that's not bad. That's a decent amount of fill light. It actually is helping out. And if it were darker, obviously that would be something else we'd want to think about, is that would help out. So this is pretty heavy though. I mean, I don't know that I could put up with this for a long time. I could hold it for a minute or two at a time and then switch hands. And if I used both hands, that would get me a little longer. Out here. This didn't get recorded last time. All right, so here we are at full extension, 4 feet, with the light, and we'll see how the audio is. That's a long way away, and I'm sure that's better than the Osmo Pocket all by itself was. But if I wanted to keep this going for any length of time, I might need to resort to something that I remember using back from my drum and bugle corps days in college, and that's one of these things. And I'll show it to you in a second. So now I've got this device here that's similar to what I used when I was in college in the drum and bugle corps, and it's going to bear a lot of the weight. And so this is going to make things a little bit easier out in the field. And as if I didn't look geeky enough before, I've got this belt around my neck. But once you've got a selfie stick that's 4 feet long and a bunch of stuff hanging off the end of it, you passed geek long ago. So I'm not all that worried about that. So this is going to actually help out quite a bit. And I'll leave a link for this down below for Amazon. So now we've got all this stuff, and it's pretty complicated. So let's break it back down to the essentials and just make this a run and gun simple solution, which is what the Osmo Pocket is best at. All right, we're back to basics, just these two guys. And the cool thing about this is this fits right in my pocket. This fits right in my pocket. And I'm ready to go. And as soon as something comes out, I either take this out by itself or I take out this device and I'm ready to go again. Now, a neat thing about this selfie stick is it also is a tripod. I didn't mention that earlier. So it's a tripod that'll extend to a couple feet. So that's about as much as you can pimp out an Osmo Pocket. I realize that a lot of people are going to say, what's the point? The point of the Osmo Pocket is lightweight, small, and ready to roll, and I agree with that. But there are sometimes you're going to want better quality video because you're going to need to augment the light, or you're going to need to have better sounding, better audio. And so you're going to want a microphone, or you're going to want to get it farther away from you because 26mm lens, the field of view is pretty tight. So if that's the case, hopefully I've given you a lot of ideas here. So thanks for watching. I'm Dennis, and this has been Picks to Flicks.